Climbers. Today we're going to break down a new hit song by Maddie and Tay called Heart They Didn't Break. And we're going to break down some of the things that are important for you to learn, lessons that you can learn from this outside cut. That's right, Maddie and Tay did not write this themselves, just like you are probably not in the room with them. So we're going to break it down to see how you can possibly get your song cut by a major artist. Johnny, do that thing.
Welcome to the Climb! This is a show dedicated to helping singers, songwriters, and indie artists like you create leverage in the music business. That is how you're going to get ahead now. It's not just about your talent, diamond in the rough, meeting all the right people and making all the right moves and then getting to be a big, huge somebody. No, it's about you going, I got to work in business, I got cash flow, I got people that like what I do, and they're going to be like, we can help make this better, whether that's a publishing deal, a record deal, a management deal, a booking deal, whatever. That's how you're going to have to make it happen. That's why we called it the Climb, C.L.I.M.B, creating leverage in the music business. That's brilliant. And that's a Baxternym from my good friend who's a hit songwriter and my co-host, Brent Baxter. He's got cuts by Alan Jackson. Today's the 19th anniversary of the release of that record, right?
Yeah, what I do is 19 years old today as the day of this recording, and it makes me feel old or vintage. Vintage as
that's right.
Yes.
OG.
That's right.
Yeah. But listen, what I love about Brent is he helps artists, writers like you turn professional by revealing how you write like a pro, do business like a pro, and then on the regular, he'll introduce you to the pros. You can find Brent very regularly at songwritingpro.com.
And I want to introduce you to my co-host, Johnny Dwinell. Johnny owns Daredevil Production. They're breaking artists digitally by identifying new fans through data. If you're an artist looking to increase your streams, blow up your video views, sell more live show tickets, and get discovered by new fans, TV, and music industry pros, then Daredevil Production can help. Daredevil has worked with multi-platinum artists like Colin Ray, Tracy Lawrence, Ty Herndon, and Andy Griggs, just to name a few. You can find Johnny at daredevilproduction.com. That is production singular, no S, and there is no S because there is no other Johnny D.
Dude, I love this song. Like,
yes, this is one we're going to talk about today.
Clever. It's so good. Like, it's just such a great, cool story. And I have like, I don't know why it's about, it's literally, from a female perspective. Okay. Mm-hmm. And, I don't, but I still just love it. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's a girl bestie thing, and
yeah,
not a man bestie thing, I guess, but but it's still, I just like have it evoked these feelings, like, I love it. And
I do too. I discovered it, of course, as you would think. I discovered it on digital, on streaming, right? I haven't heard it on the radio. But dude, you're not the only one that loves it, because apparently as of the time of this recording, I'm hopping on Spotify. It has over 248 million streams.
Wow.
Okay. So that's a thing.
Yep.
And so I thought there are just lessons here that we can break down, like things about this song that I appreciate as a songwriter, and the fact that it's an outside song, meaning you don't see Maddie or Tay on here as songwriters. This is written by Ryan Beaver, Benji Davis, and Anna Voss. They got the sucker cut, and they're making some money off of it. So I thought, okay, let's look at this. Let us learn from success. So that's what I want to talk about today.
There you go. Well, let's do it. Before we do that, let's take care of a little business here. Join the Climb community if you haven't done so already. We'd love to see you there. That's a private Facebook community. You're going to go to facebook.com/groups/the Climb community, or just look for it on groups. And you got to ask to be let in. Everybody gets in unless you look like a bot, unless you look weird, unless you look janky, which means like, you just opened up your Facebook account and there's 2 posts on there and 3 friends.
Right.
That's what I mean by looking janky. But listen, we let everybody in, and you have to be good boys and girls, and then you'll be roadhoused out. Bravo. Oh my God. Like, everybody is up my butt right now with the dogs. They're all just like, come on, we've been here long enough. We want some attention. So we want to have you in there. And this is where you're going to get support. You're going to get love. You're going to get affection. You're going to get validation. If you got questions, you can get answers. If you've got answers, you can give them and help other people out. They want to hear from you. We want to hear from you, but just put it in the right place, guys. Put all your stuff needs to be comments under the post. And every Wednesday we've got New Heights, which is where we want to tout the wins, talk about the wins, let you brag on yourself. Like, I just did this, I just did that, I'm feeling good. We want to hear about it, and we want to hear about it so much we share it online to celebrate that. So what do we got this time?
Okay, so under our New Heights post every Wednesday, we encourage you to share your wins with us so we can party with you, we can celebrate you, high five you, all that good stuff. Climber Drew Marshall says, my new band just released our first single today. Hope it's okay to link. Drew, it's not just okay to link. We love for you to link it because it is under New Heights, it is a win, and it is appropriate. And welcome here. So he puts a link to his Spotify here. So if y'all want to go see it, it'd be in the past by the time y'all hear this. But congrats, Drew, on the new release. Let's see here. We also have Climber. Who am I going to hit up next? Let's see. Climber Brian Williams said, have a write schedule with an artist out of Nashville. Already put together several ideas to bring to the room. Looking forward to it. Brian, that is awesome that you're doing what I call pre-writing. There's pre-writing, writing, rewriting. I think all three are super important. He's doing his pre-writing. He is getting his ideas together so he can knock the socks off that artist, show up to the potluck with a good dish. And I think that's awesome. So good job, Brian, on that.
Nice. Way to go, Brian.
And last one, yes, is Bill O'Hanlon, top contributor, it says, in the Facebook group. Finalizing the contract to get one of my songs placed in an indie movie. Finishing my 279th song of the year yesterday. Got 5 more songs signed to a sync agency this past week for pitching to Specific Briefs. Specific Brief. Briefs, that was the name of my band in high school, Specific Briefs. No, it wasn't. However, good job, Bill.
You can't sing.
And all y'all. Now, tonight.
Way to go, Bill. Hold on a second for Bill O'Hanlon. Way to go, Bill.
Yes.
We got him on the schedule, right, for October 23rd?
That's right. He's going to be, he raised his hand, and we're going to get him in the Climb Takeover at Live Oak on October 23rd. We're also having Climber, Sunday Joe Graham is on there, and we have other friends of the show, guests of the show, song title challenge guests, that kind of stuff. Some pro writers, some hit writers going to be on there as well as some climbers, and it's going to be a good time. And that's October 23rd. It's a Monday. It's from 7 to 11. Get there early. Listen to a band that we didn't book. I'll be there early to shake your hand and take a selfie.
Thanks for the clarification.
It's going to be fun.
Nice.
It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna try and get publishers out there. We're gonna try and get whoever we can out there from the industry, our friends and stuff, even people that aren't playing. So we hope to make it a target-rich environment for you to come out and shake some hands and hear some great music. And Johnny and I would love to meet you. We'll be over by the merch table.
That's right. Yeah, and the merch table will be by the bar. So anyway, we got any more wins, or are we gonna move on here?
That is it. So congrats all y'all, and keep on climbing.
All right, good job, guys. Good job. And make sure you follow the podcast so you get every episode on your podcast player so that you can pick and choose. I always consume a bunch of podcasts, and once or twice or 3 times a month I have bad insomnia. I'm just like, okay, let's learn something while we're up doing nothing anyway,
That's right. And, hey, we're also on YouTube. We're on YouTube. So if you feel free, if you just want to see us, if you can't get enough of our voices, if you want to see us,
there you go.
Find us on YouTube.
Check it out on YouTube, and listen, tell a friend about it. That's the big thing, guys. Make sure that they know why you like it. There's some value that you're getting out of it. We got amateurs, mid-levels, artists and writers and pros that listen to this on a regular basis. So we're grateful for you all, but you're doing it not because it's an outreach program for Johnny and Brent. It's you're getting something out of it. We're bringing something to the table. Share that. Please share that. Let somebody else know about it. Let them, bring them over here and turn them on to it. All right.
That's right. All right.
So,
we're gonna get into this.
Maddie and Tay, let's get into this breakdown.
Maddie and Tay, the song is called Heart They Didn't Break. And just some kind of background on this. They're on Mercury Nashville. It was released on June 30th, 2023. So it's not even been June, July, August, just a hair over 2 months old, and over 200 something million streams on Spotify. It is written by Ryan Beaver, Benji Davis, and Anna Voss. So again, the artist did not write it. And just we're gonna try a new thing and try to spin part of it on here and kind of break it down. So hopefully the audio quality is good. If not, we'll know. Feel free to let us know as well.
If
Or we're gonna
not,
try this.
if it doesn't work in the post production,
We'll
then
make it work. We'll make it work.
I'll make it work.
That's right. All right. So just starting off, we like to talk about winning before you're spinning. Song title challenges, all this stuff. Heart They Didn't Break. Automatically it makes me go, huh?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times if I'm on streaming, I get on playlists. Maybe I don't have time to listen to everything. And I'll just go through and I'll pick stuff. Either I want the artist name to intrigue me, like, oh, that's a new one by so-and-so that I'm into. Or, oh, that's an interesting title. If I don't, but I know who Maddie and Tay is, but I'm not like hardcore Maddie and Tay fan, right?
Right.
I don't think I'm quite the lane they occupy, but I dig some of their stuff, right? I respect them. But that title made me go, okay, I want to hear this. I want to hear Heart They Didn't Break. Who's they and didn't break? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, it opens a loop.
What's going on here?
Yeah, it opens a loop and it makes me curious. And that was enough for me to hit play. And then they backed it up with a fantastic song.
Yeah.
They brought the goods, right?
It's really good. It's really good. Like if you guys haven't heard this song, you're gonna dig. We're gonna turn you on this tune, and it's a brilliant piece of work. It really is.
Yep. So I think we'll just kind of walk through it a little bit here. So I'm gonna share my screen here and see how the audio does. So if you're watching along, you'll be able to kind of follow along with the lyric on this. And then I'm gonna stop it every now and again and we'll talk about stuff. So here we go. Little intro here. This intro is only like 12 seconds. Boom. Okay. So 12-second intro, right? That saying, don't bore us, get to the chorus.
Yeah.
My saying that I add on to that is, don't make me curse, get to the verse, right? Like get to it. So anyway, so 12-second intro, let you know, you kind of set the vibe here. What I love about how it starts off is it's 200 miles from Ole Miss, said she had class, but she could skip. So sets it, it's specific, it feels real. Oh, it's 200 miles from Ole Miss, she had class, but she could skip. So it's kind of, when I say Ole Miss, if you're a football fan, you may see Lane Kiffin, you may see the Landshark Tiger Bears, whatever their mascot, all that stuff, the Rebels. But I see college campus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to see. I'm going to get some pictures, and also I'm like, why is she skipping class? What's going on? 200 miles from Ole Miss, she could skip class. What? Okay, I'm starting to get intrigued here with this story.
Yeah, you're in.
I'm in. I'm starting to, okay. And also notice the space in this verse, right? There's space in this verse and there's imagery.
Yep.
All right, so there we get the imagery in there. We get the stop for gas, pick up wine. She'll be here by 5. And again, you're like, why is she coming, right? Why is this girl singing about a girl coming to skip class and come see her? And also that she'll be here by 5. Yeah, she'll be here by 5. It's just singable. Repeats. It doesn't add anything lyrically.
Yeah,
but it sings well, right? And it's getting into that chorus.
And it makes you kind of think. Also, I mean, you're just kind of like, what, why is 5 so important?
Yeah.
And you start to find out, like,
and so we're like 33 seconds in to the song right now, and we're about to hit the chorus. So, don't bore us, get to the chorus.
Yeah.
They did the minimum necessary to get us into this chorus, and we're barely half a minute in. And so that's something to think about these days, is the attention span is not what it used to be. Songs are getting shorter. Radio time is getting shorter. And they're hitting that chorus at like 34 seconds. Let's go ahead and hit the chorus here. All right, so
okay.
of course. So a couple things about this course, right? So you know how as I pointed out that they have kind of more space in the verse. It's not very wordy in the verse, right? And then you hit that chorus and the melody rises up, which is super important for your melodies, or for your, set your chorus apart from your verse. So they made two changes. The melody rises up, but also the lyric gets more wordy and the lines are longer.
So it's
looking at it.
It's rhythmically bouncing more as well.
Yeah.
As raised up. Yeah. So there's more energy
All
in
the
the
way
chorus
around.
because of how they wrote it.
Yes.
Right. And not just because of how they recorded it, man. I just point something out there. Like this is a real common amateur recording mistake. Right.
Mhm.
And I think it's a rite of passage. I feel like we all have to go through it to understand that, making the guitars louder, putting more reverb on the voice it's not the production that separates the chorus from the verse. It's the freaking song. It's the writing. It's how they do it, and
Right.
and it's structurally what's happening, and the production just accents that.
Yes.
So I want to
It
point
doesn't
that
make it up. It accentuates what's already there. So you had more space in the verse, not as wordy, and then rhythmically or melodically, it rises up, it gives it more energy. Yeah. Phrasing, rhythm wise, the lines are longer. So just if you're just looking at it on the page, you'd go, that must be a different section from the verse lyric. You can just tell just by looking at it.
Yep.
So I like that. I liked, again, you get the imagery. She ain't the one that slammed the door, tore off in a truck. So it's letting you know what happened in the breakup in context of, here's my friend who didn't do these things. Like, she ain't the one that did this stuff, but she's still here to fix it. Like, he's not going to show up and fix a heart he broke. Here's the friends who there to fix a heart they didn't break.
And that all of a sudden now points back to, like, why was it so freaking important that she's here by 5? It wasn't the time.
No.
It was the relief. Like, okay, she's going to be here by 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
like
I'm going to be okay starting at 5. I'm going to start to get better, because it's almost like desperation why they said it twice. Like, she'll be here by 5. Okay. She'll be here by 5, like it's, so.
And she's dropping everything.
Yeah.
Which speaks to the friendship. If this is a friend who's here to fix a heart she didn't break, like, she's skipping class. She's coming. She's gonna gas up. She's gonna get the wine, and I'm coming to the rescue. This is like a friend from high school or something, right?
Yeah.
An old friend who's like, yeah, we're 200 miles apart. I don't care. I'm on my way. I'm dropping everything to help my girl out.
Yep.
And I think that's beautiful. So it's a beautiful sentiment, but also just some lyrical stuff in the chorus. Let's see here. So it points back to the relationship. Let us know what did happen in the context of, my friend didn't do this, but she's still here to fix it. Maybe she's not the one that made me feel like I ain't good enough. So it lets you know this person's state of mind. Like, her ex just slammed the door, tore off in a truck, made her feel she wasn't good enough. Right. So it lets us know that stuff, but in an elegant way of film sense in context here of this person, because this friend didn't do that stuff. But someone's got to help clean up the mess you went and made. So she's addressing like the ex. And I like the little things like clean up the mess. So you got clean and mess, and then fix a heart they didn't break. So fix and break, right? Those are just little words that they pair together, like clean up the mess you made, fix a heart they didn't break. So I think that's beautiful. And overall, like, I just love that it's a different angle on a breakup song. We're always trying to find new angles to talk about the same old stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same old stuff because it's life stuff, and nothing's changed ever as far as people's relationship to people. We're always, breakups have been happening for thousands of years. Nothing new there, but finding a new window into that where you can say, yeah, it's a breakup song, but that's really the thing to talk about a friendship. Yeah. It's almost like the breakup is just a reason to talk about, like, oh my gosh, I have these great friends, or this great friend. And it even said, here's to friends, so it becomes a toast.
Yeah.
Giving flowers basically to your friends. Here's to friends who hid there to fix a heart they didn't break. And then all of a sudden it's about my girlfriends. It's about these girls that are there.
And
And
now
I
you
could see, uh,
instantly think about that person that
mhm,
would be there to help you fix a heart that they didn't break. And now you're in emotionally with your people,
mhm.
and it becomes I guarantee you this is this many streams because this is the hand heart song
Yeah.
it's the theme song between besties, these
Mhm.
that's what it is. Like, this is us. This is us. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm
Right.
wondering like how many, TikToks or videos or pictures with this, like she came all the way from Ole Miss or Sheboygan or wherever she's from to come help me through this heartache and TFF forever, and all this stuff. And so it's a real thing, and it's something that it feels unique. It feels really fresh. Like, oh my gosh, that's great. And I wouldn't have thought about that because that's not my life, and I'm not a girl, and that's not how dudes do it. But
Yeah.
guys shoot some stuff, maybe.
Yeah,
But
shoot some stuff, have some beers, get drunk, and shoot stuff.
yeah, I love it. It's so it's a different angle. It uplifts a friend. So now, like Maddie and Tay, one thing I've heard about Reba, like people ask, like, how has Reba been just a mainstay and a legend and all this stuff where it's hard for women in the industry to make it usually. It's hard for anybody, but specifically for women, it's like, well, Reba is the female listener's friend, not her competition,
Yeah.
right? Like her
Yeah.
brand is always friend, not competition. And this puts them in the friend category, like friend zone to the female listener. Like,
That's an
wow,
interesting
that's right.
take on that. I hadn't thought about it like that. But
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Like, okay, that's. I guess other women aren't intimidated by Reba; they're empowered, and they feel like, that's my girl, kind of thing, right?
Yep.
And same here for at least this song for Maddie and Tay. I just think it's a cool, different angle, and that's the thing. You're trying to get an outside cut. It's like, who would have thought to have written that? I've never thought about writing that. But man, if you hear it, especially if you're a female, if you've been in that situation, that's going to resonate and be like, "Dadgum, I wish I'd written that. I guess I got to cut it."
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's
And
what
and
it
and
wanna-
by the way, like, one more level of awesome on this, like, this song could be a huge hit for any female artist, but the fact that they're a duo of female artists,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you assume they're besties, right?
yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
and so it even makes more sense now, visually and on brand. What it's while this is a great massive hit song for any female artist,
Yeah,
this is the song for Maddie and Tay,
that
right?
makes
Like,
so much sense for
it's a
them.
no-brainer. They're just like, oh yes, we'll take this, thank you very much. Like,
Yes. So let's get into the second verse a little bit. A couple things I want to point out here. All right. So some stuff in this verse, it moves the story forward, right? It now, the first verse was her getting to me. Now this verse is looking ahead to what she's going to do when she gets here. So it moves the story forward and it's specific. She'll help me throw old memories out. Like, we're going to go through, we're going to find all your pictures and memories and keepsakes and we're chucking them, right? She'll spend a couple nights there on the couch. Like, I can see all this stuff. She'll keep me off my phone. I can see all that. And it's also keep me off my phone because we all know why, right? So you're not cyber stalking him. What's he doing? Is he out? Is he already with somebody new? I want to text him. No, you're not. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Pick up the wine. Put down the phone. You're not texting him. All that stuff, right?
Yeah.
He gives you so much in just a few words.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting too, that it just hit me, is that it's it's moving the song forward,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still in the present tense, right? Like, she just got off the phone and the girl's like, I can skip. I'm on my way. I'll be there by 5, excuse me. And I'll pick up some wine. And then now she's saying, this is what's going to happen when she gets here. Right. So she's still like in that moment right there. So somehow it just feels more conversational, as opposed to another way they could have wrote it, where it could have been like, this
and
is
now
what
she's
we're
here.
doing.
And this is now, time jump.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. Or it could have, I guess, been written Yeah, which I like. There's so much power in the present. It's all like, even though it's looking ahead, it's like all sung from one moment.
Yeah.
No, she'll be here by 5, and we'll do this.
Yeah.
Right? It lives in that space. She's not here yet, but I can already know what we're going to do. They could have written it like, she showed up and we cried, and here's to old friends, and now we're throwing stuff out, and here's to friends. And you could have written it that way as well. But I really like how they're doing it. Oh, another thing about the old miss. So she's in class. This is young, right?
Yeah. Yep.
This is like who they're talking about. It's age appropriate for Maddie and Tay. I mean, I don't know if they're college age still or not, but still, it's like it works for the brand.
They're older now, but yeah, it would definitely works for the brand.
Yeah,
and that's who it's clearly the audience is.
Yes,
they're single still, trying to find the love of their life, trying to
drama breakups.
Yep.
And their friend dropping everything to come see them. And that makes sense why they're in different towns too. Maybe they went to different colleges or whatever. And so I love that it's young, because as a recent song title challenge guest talks about, it's like even country singers that are like 80 are singing about being in high school. Right? Yeah. So it makes sense for artists to sing from that young point of view, kind of no matter what their age is. It's a very broad target. It's not, aim at people with kids or whatever, like written from that point of view, which I'm not sure, I guess it could have been a divorce, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, we wrote it from a divorce, and you're leaving, you're taking the day off work and you're showing up. You could have written it that way, because, he said he's leaving and he's whatever. But no, let's keep it young, broad. It's a bigger target.
I'll tell you what, too, this just occurred to me. Like, I know one of Janelle's besties is, I don't want to say recently divorced, but kind of somewhat recently. Divorced long enough ago that she's back on the dating scene. And so I've been privy to probably 3 different conversations from 3 different breakups of that. And, these are older women trying to do the same thing. So yeah, it's broad. It's but it matters if you're this resonates. If you're saying this resonates, if you're happily married and you went through this before you got happily married, this resonates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like oh, that reminds me of so and so. Yeah, and that's great, because like that, once you get past the skip class, it's ageless.
Yeah,
but it sets it as appropriate for young, and why she's on her way over whatever. So it sets it as young, so it definitely works for young. But yeah, for like Janelle's friend, the emotion of it works, and still she'll help me throw memories out. She'll sleep on the couch. She'll keep me off my phone. That's all ageless.
Yeah,
like that's just life these days. So it's very broad. It's young, which makes sense for the artist and for the probably core market. But then it's also really broad that a lot of people can relate to it.
Yeah.
I like that they changed the pre-line. The first pre-chorus is she'll be there by 5. Yes, she'll be there by 5. And on the second one, and she ain't gonna lie and say it's gonna be all right. So they made like a tweak. Oh, we didn't repeat. Yeah. We use that space. You might think we're gonna repeat, but let's put a little more in there.
And there was it's a heavy line. Like, she's not gonna lie. It would totally work if they said she's not gonna lie again. But they said what she's not gonna lie about. Like,
yeah, because you need that, because you would have been like, well, you might have like, what would she lie about? I don't get that. But it tells you, so it explains the line before, but also that's right before the chorus. So you get like you get to sit in that moment for a second and go, oh, like you said, it's a heavier line. And putting that at the end, but between the verse and the chorus, it gives it a moment to breathe and like to live in that moment for a second. And then we get back into the chorus. I'm going to jump ahead here, get to the bridge. So get a little instrumental after the second chorus. All right, so there's, pretty short bridge. Didn't break and never would, through the bad and through the good. Talking about this friendship. Thank God for friends like that. I guess some things really last. Like, unlike this relationship, so it still kind of points back to the relationship. Like, that didn't last. But this, between me and this girl, this is last. Yeah. And so that's just a cool, like, put your arm around your BFF and be like, I love you, kind of moment. And also it hits that bridge at like a minute 57. So just under 2 minutes. And I'm reminded of this conversation I had with the late great Ralph Murphy over at ASCAP. With his big thing was like, you hit that bridge or middle eight, whatever you want to call it, like at 2 minutes. It needs to be like no later than that. So it is textbook Ralph Murphy getting to that change. It's a melodic change. It's also a little bit of a different story change at like 2 minutes. Don't give us a chance to get bored. And then it's back into that chorus. The whole thing is 3:10, 3 minutes to 10 seconds, which, like I said, man, radio's getting shorter. Radio's streaming. All the songs, and especially in country music anyway, are starting to trend a little shorter. You can still have a longer song that does well on streaming, but it seems like in general, songs are getting a little more brief, more brief, less 4 minute, more 3 minutes. And this right here is 3:10, which I think is nice.
Which is actually astounding. It's even 3:10 when they're hitting the darn
bridge at 2.
The bridge at 2, yeah. So it's a double chorus on the end and then a long outro. Like what?
Yeah, they're still taking their time getting out the door.
Yeah,
and they took 12 seconds to get into it, so it could have easily been under 3. I think the song is stellar. I think it's really cool. I love that it's a different angle, but it makes perfect sense. Cuts a wide swath through a lot of people that can relate to it. It's just fresh, and it gives you the feels, right? It has emotion to it. It's not just like, oh, that's an interesting thought, but like the way they paint it, like I'm sure there are a lot of people thinking about old friends when they hear that, or the friends they have now that they're thankful for. It probably sent a lot of texts going, oh my gosh, this song is you. Thank you. Kind of thing. And that's awesome. But I never thought to write a song like that. And that makes me mad, and I love it. Because it's right there. Like, oh, that's so great.
It just tapped right into the spigot of emotion. And for both sides, like I said, this is definitely like inside the garden, the female garden.
The secret garden, yes.
And I don't know how the hell they did it, because I don't live there, I don't live there. I'm a man. I know it. But
two other three writers are dudes.
But I feel it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love it. I feel it. Like it, and it doesn't make me think about like any of my guy besties or whatever. Like it doesn't, it makes me care about these two people in the story. Yeah. Which is, some stuff, let's, with guys and girls, like, we're just, what is it? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Like, there's just some stuff we don't connect on. It's like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? You should go do that with your friends. And I love you. And I'm going to do the same for you. But like this, I'm in. I give a crap about this story and these people. I really do. And it gives me the feels in a place that I don't live. You know what I mean? Which isn't that crazy? It's like,
cool. Like broaden my horizons a little bit. Like, oh, okay, I can live in that world for a little bit. And also another thing I want to point out is that, it's ballady, but you hit that chorus and it does give it more energy. It was like, it's more of a mid, and that second verse kicks in and you get a little bit more of the drums in there, the perk and stuff. And so it moves all right. It's not a banger, but it moves. It doesn't just sit there. It has movement to it, which is super important for listenability, for just commercial appeal. It's super important. And ultimately, it's a positive song. Even though it's a heartbreak song, ultimately, it's a positive song. Like they found a positive spin on it, because it's not really about the breakup. It's about this friend who is there for you during a breakup. Yeah. Yeah. So it's bittersweet, right? Yeah. Yeah. And it's like looking at the silver lining. I hope you appreciate your friends like that. So
this will be
a lot of good stuff in there.
Well, it just occurs to me, another big chunk of those 250 million streams is people that are going through it right now. You know what I mean? And with their bestie ever playing that song on repeat. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna listen to this song till you get here, Erica.
Exactly. Right. Precisely. So, but that's awesome.
Yeah. So I wanted to share that with you. Hey, and if y'all like this kind of episode, there are a lot of songs out there I really dig. Leave us a comment in the C.L.I.M.B community, email me, hit us up on social media.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want more of this kind of stuff. And if there's a certain song you want to hear broken down, I'm happy to do that stuff. People often ask me, how do you come up with content for almost 400 episodes? Well, y'all help me out. If you like this, we'll do more of them. Content takes care of itself. That's right. No, but this is good. I just like to do these every once in a while. And also, if you want to write songs that are more commercial, I have a gift for you that hopefully will help you do this. And it's my giveaway. It's called 6 Ways to Make Your Songs More Commercial. Yep. And it's a PDF download. It's free. It's my gift to you. You get it. 6 simple ways, 6, the number 6, simpleways.songwritingpro.com. 6 simple ways to make your songs more commercial. It talks about stuff that it has a lot of overlap with this song, right? And you just tell me where to send it. I send it to you. You can also get it through the free gift at songwritingpro.com. But I just want to give you that gift for hanging out with us. And I want to help you write better songs because, as we say a lot on this podcast, we want you to win.
That's right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of a killer podcast episode from the C.L.I.M.B. Do comment on that though, because I'd like to, because this could be kind of cool. Like, I enjoy doing these, like,
yeah, I do too.
Interesting to see, like, I learned something, even I'm just like, oh, I didn't think about it from that lens either. Like, I got a lot of the value right off the bat, but there's some new things that from a different lens that you're looking at that's like, oh, I didn't think about it that way, or that you made me think of, I was like, oh, but also this. So that's cool, man. But yeah, guys, this podcast exists because we want you to win. So keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.